Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, the markets crashed. Okay, there's no other way to put it. They've been crashing for a while. This is and has been an attack on retail investors. Okay, let me just not sugarcoat this shit. This is an attack on retail investors. Okay, whether it's higher quality or lower quality, it really does not matter. Look at CRISPR, down 28% in the last month. Look at Resolve, down from the highs a whopping 54% in the last month. Look at Poet, down 45% in the last month. Robo AI, down a whopping 82% in the last month. What about Quantum? I know a lot of people like Quantum. This stock, CCCX, was endorsed by Citron Research and by a bunch of other firms. That stock is down well over 35% in the last month. Look at Bitcoin. Everyone loves Bitcoin, right? You thought wrong, okay? Nobody likes Bitcoin anymore. That shit is a shit coin, okay? Bitcoin, down 20% in the last month. Today was a continued attack on this market. It was a continued attack on Tesla. Now, in today's episode, we're going to do two things. We're going to talk what's next for Tesla, okay? The compensation package of Elon Musk was approved. But unfortunately, it's just not going to mean a whole lot if the markets are crashing. So we're also going to talk in this video what to expect next in this market. When is the crash going to end? Okay, this is one of the most aggressive crashes I have seen in a long time. Okay, this is very reminiscent of 2022. This is the last time we saw something like this. Even April was again really fast, but not a lot of stocks were down 50% in a month. Okay, even high quality names down 20, 30, 40, 50% in a month. Tesla not down like that. Okay, Tesla has generally done well, but when you are seeing an attack on retail investors, an attack on this market, there's only so long before it starts to really hit everything. And if you want other examples of this, we can pull them up, okay? Look at Kava. Kava was down 7.5% today. This one has really seen a fall from grace, if you will. But even in the last month or two, since August, Kava is down 48%. Look at Sweetgreen, just reported earnings. That stock's down 12% here and after hours alone. Stock went from $16 a share to $5.51 in the last 3 months. So many, like, these examples are literally all over the place. UiPath, company that's been around for a long time. Very relatively low valuation, recent partnerships with OpenAI. The stock's down 24% in the last month. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter where you look. Unless you're invested in the headline S&P, you're getting pretty washed out here. Okay? So let's go ahead and just start this video off with what's happening in the markets. Oh, simple. It's actually so simple. It's a growth scare. People are scared of a recession. They're scared of the government. The government sucks, okay? Politics suck. The government sucks. They're all ass. Simplest way to put it. If you love the government, you should probably unsubscribe. And I know people like their people or whatever. I get it. I voted for Trump, whatever. And I think generally there's some good that happens there. But things are starting to get bad with the government shutdown. Flights are being canceled left and right. I'm on a cruise right now. There's multiple people that were not able to make the cruise that they paid $5,000 to $10,000 for. Money's gone, no refund. There was one story of someone that I guess their luggage made it to Florida, but they didn't. Fuck their flight, fuck their vacation, right? Thank you, government. Appreciate it. Well, the markets are starting to feel the love, if you will, or the lack of love. And the economic consequences are starting to add up. Okay? The government doesn't care about you. No, either side. They don't. And they never will. It's never about you. It's about power and politics and lobbying and money. We know this. But we're seeing it play out in plain sight. Okay? You can blame one side or the other, or you could do what I do and just blame all of them because it's collectively all of their faults. Somebody needs to grow up and be the man in the room, which has not happened. Okay? And there's a big chicken game going on right now, a pissing contest in Washington. Unfortunately, we don't know when the pissing contest is going to run dry. So far, it hasn't. And it's starting to have a dire impact on this market. The markets are vomiting as we speak. Unfortunately, Tesla's not going to hang in there as the markets are vomiting. Even if we secured Elon as the CEO for 10 years, even if Tesla is going to make investors insanely rich over time, and most people would agree with that, it doesn't matter when 80% of the trading volume is algorithms. What are algorithms going to do when this market is crashing? They're going to sell Tesla. They're going to short this market. They're probably going to short Tesla as well. So that's the bad news. Okay, the bad news is if the government doesn't get their act together, which, you never know when that's going to happen, stocks are going to keep crashing. The problem originally was the economy was already in a weak spot, okay, from a Wall Street perspective. I think we're largely unchanged. I don't think the economy is evolving that much in the last 2 months. You're seeing largely the same patterns of consumer behavior as you've seen before. The same kind of earnings trends are continuing. Chipotle is saying shit's bad. Microsoft has record earnings. Like that's just, it's been this way for a long time, and it's continuing. The last, month or two, things are not moving fast, is basically what I'm trying to say. So Wall Street, I think misplacingly, is overly concerned about the economy. Not much I can do with that. I could make the arguments all I want, but it doesn't matter what I think, because Wall Street is under the assumption that the economy is really weak right now. And that was before the government shutdown. Now you have the government shutdown, and you're starting to see some really big consequences of this. I mean, shutting down 10% of air travel is no small fry. That's the McDonald's large fry or supersized package they had back in the day. Okay? That's a problem. That's a big problem. You think about FedEx and UPS and all of the freight alone that gets shipped in this country, let alone people not being able to get to their destinations on time, and all of the more maybe minor impacts of what that is doing in the economy. So it's really unquantifiable how much damage is being done, but what we can definitively say is there is damage being done. And it's raising the odds of a recession. And Wall Street does not like the R word. The R word is the wrong word. Basically, like, forever, we're going to hate the R word, which is, again, recession. Now, the good news is, if there is good news, eventually the government will get back to government shit. Eventually things will open, and eventually Wall Street will figure out that things are fine. Okay, that's my thought process. I think the consumer is going to get healthier into next year. The big beautiful bill and some of the tax changes have been great. Okay, the growth scare mixed with rate cuts are going to bring real estate interest rates lower. Okay, and you're gonna see hundreds of billions of dollars of equity get realized and put into people's bank accounts when they buy and sell homes this next year. It's gonna be good. But between now and mid 2026, between now and the end of this year, this whole market depends on the government, which is a really precarious situation because, again, last I checked, the government isn't really good at doing anything, let alone running this country. So, that's the good news. Eventually, the government will reopen. The other good news is Elon is the CEO of Tesla for the next 10 years. And you're going to get insanely rich in Tesla stock. It helps to kind of offset the pain in markets. Tesla has done relatively well. The risk is now that the vote has taken place. If the government does not get their act together, this could very soon turn into a sell the news event. Now, that's not my base case assumption. My base case assumption is the government's going to reopen pretty quickly here. Once you start to cut off air traffic, that is a serious consequence of the government being dysfunctional. That is not good for anyone. That's not good for the left. That's not good for the right. That's not good for markets. That's not good for personal situations. Okay, it's a no bueno all the way across the board. You can fuck poor people if you want to with food stamps, but it's one thing to start fucking people over when they can't travel, when shit doesn't hit the shelves, okay? Totally different can of worms we're talking about here, okay? Now, I do think as long as the government gets opened before we have a 20% crash on our hands, then we're going to be in a good place. Tesla is going to go through a pretty aggressive year-end rally, and all of the good news that we've accumulated over the prior couple of months is going to come back and become really good news again, right? I think Wall Street has really discounted all of the news in Tesla for a long time. They've said, okay, you have all this good news, these good things happening, but what if Elon leaves Tesla? What if Elon goes back into politics or creates the American Party? Then what's it matter anyways? Those are fair points. So I think this does pave the way for some pretty dramatic upside. You do see Tesla is up around 0.5% at the time of recording this video. But unfortunately, the trajectory of the markets at this point are following the government's trajectory, and it doesn't look good. Okay? It does not look good. When the markets are teetering and hanging on to what the government is able to do and the government's never able to do anything, that is a very precarious situation to be in, okay? The markets have essentially already crashed under the surface. I'm a little concerned that maybe some of the big dogs could be following suit soon. You've seen that happen quite a bit today, and wouldn't surprise me if that continues even more. So yeah, unfortunately, I just think this all depends on what happens with the government, okay? Like when there's recession fears and concerns, unfortunately, it doesn't matter who's running Tesla. It doesn't matter what Tesla is doing. When the markets crash, Tesla's going to crash as well. I think this buys us a little bit of time. I think Wall Street's going to like Elon being the CEO. They're going to like the compensation package, but give it a couple more days. If the government is not reopened, Wall Street is going to force the government to reopen. You're going to have a dramatic crash on your hands, and it's not looking good. And again, if that scares you hearing this, you've already seen your portfolio crash. Odds are good, okay? You've already seen the little guys, the small stocks and the mid caps get absolutely decimated. What's coming next is the big dogs. They're coming for the big dogs. So, yeah. Really hard to say what's going to happen. Depends if the government opens soon. Then we're still looking at Tesla, a mid-$500, $600 stock, plus by the end of this year. If the government does not reopen, give it a month, and the markets are going to be down 20%. Because you're going to be in full-blown recession mode at that point. And because of the way the markets weight to certain stocks like Mag 7, the Mag 7 is the only thing holding this market up, okay? Once those guys start to go, the downside percentage it gets crazy, right? If large caps had acted like these small caps and these mid caps and average stocks, you'd already be down 10 to 15% right now. Most of this market is already in deep correction territory, like deep correction territory. But, Tesla's held up better. I'm optimistic we can continue to hold up better. But to a certain extent, if the government does not reopen, watch out below for Tesla and for everything else. So let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. There was rumors the government would reopen yesterday or today, and it's just no progress in sight. So this could get a lot worse before it gets better. Although I have been buying the dip, I do think the risk reward is skewed to the upside at this point because any moment the government could get their act together. But it's impossible to say what the government is going to do. So let me know your thoughts on all of this down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. If you guys want to come join the trading community, check that link out down below in the description of today's episode. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.